Hi there, students. To flare, F-L-A-R-E, a verb. A flare, a noun. Flared as an adjective. And then to flare up as a phrasal verb. Okay, so to flare means to burst into flames, to suddenly start burning very intensely. Yeah. So the fire flared. It started burning strongly. Or you could have a solar flare where there is intense radiation and fire coming out of the sun, out of the surface of the sun. To flare up, to start burning brightly again. So one of the problems that firemen often have is that they think they've put out a fire, but it flares up again in a certain place, so they keep putting water on it. And then we can use this verb to flare or to flare up. I think up gives the idea of again, to suddenly become more intense. So very often, for example, tempers flared. Tempers started burning. Tempers flared up. This just says there was clearly bad feeling anyway, and then it came out, or that it actually happened again. You can also use this flare up to talk about an injury or a disease. So my bad back has started flaring up. Yeah, I've had a problem with a bad back on quite before, and it flared up again. Or he seemed to have recovered from the disease, but it flared up again. Violence can flare up. It suddenly starts, or it suddenly gets worse. Violence flared up among the demonstrators. Okay, so to flare up, a sudden outburst or and sudden intensification. Hostilities flared up despite the fact that there had been a peace treaty. You can also have a phrasal noun, a flare-up. There was a flare-up of the situation again. It's like a sudden burst or a spurt or an outburst, a flurry of it. Okay, this word flare we use for quite a few different things. Okay, so a flare, a solar flare. If you've ever seen an oil refinery or an oil platform, very often they have a chimney, and at the top of this there is a big flame. This is a flare. They are flaring off the waste gas. Yeah. Okay, so to flare. I don't know about jeans. I'm not sure they're fashionable nowadays, but there are jeans or trousers where the bottom of the leg gets wider and wider. You could call these bell bottoms or flares. Yeah. So to flare as well, to get wider. The entrance flared as you went further down the corridor. In photography, if you take a photo or a video and you've got the sun directly behind the person you're taking the video of, so the sun is directly in the camera, you get flare. You can't see properly. You've got this shine. And you can't actually see very well the subject that you are filming. Okay, so to flare, to burn brightly for a short time, but not regularly. Yeah, there were flares of gas burning off. Yeah, and then to flare up, something bad like violence or pain or anger flares up. Notice flare up this is something that is bad. I wouldn't use it for something good. Yeah, violence flared up again. Okay, so to get stronger, to get more intense, and then to flare, to widen. So his nostrils flared in rage. Yeah, or a skirt that flares, it gets a lot bigger. Flares, the trousers, bell bottoms, where the bottom of the leg part increases, it slowly starts to grow. You could have a flare. It's like something that produces light. They were at sea and in a lifeboat, and when they heard an aircraft, they sent up a flare. It's something that goes up into the sky and shines brightly to indicate that you're there. Or you could have maybe your car has broken down and you can't move it and it's in a dangerous position. You might put a flare on the road to tell other traffic that you're there, to indicate that there's a problem. Okay, so to flare, to burn brightly for a short time, yeah, sort of on and off. To flare up, to increase, to get stronger. Okay, don't confuse this with flair. Same sound, F-L-A-I-R. He's got a flair for this, a talent to be very good at something, but that's a different meaning. Okay, so flair. Let's see, flair, formality, tempers flared up. I think I'm going to give it, I think maybe 5 in formality, use it anywhere. I'm not terribly happy about the phrasal verb flare up in something very formal, but I think you could definitely use it in something semi-formal writing. Okay, so as to origin, this probably comes from Latin flagro, I burn. There's a Norwegian word, flagra, to blaze, or to show off in very bright clothes. So, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Flare. Flare up.